Hey, boom, bang, back again. Done on the MySpace. Big up yourself, 9565. Broke you done on the MySpace. Max and Shan. I'm not gonna lie. Shan got ready, done the most. I just wanted to do. I was on the technical tonight.
I put on a shirt.
Under straight, like it's one of them days, isn't it? But I'm just grateful to have a guest.
Rugged.
Because you're just talking to the mic.
Rough and
rugged.
rugged.
If you're gonna sit back and like you can push the mic.
Thank you.
But yeah, with the day up, how am I gonna do this one now? Yeah.
Episode 31.
Wow. Episode 31. Yeah, hold tight the haters, or big them up the haters, you don't know, to big them up as well. But this one here now, this one is literally, this one's close to me as well because this guy that we've got, we've been through a lot, you know, and I've seen the progression, I've seen what he's done for, especially for young people, and I have to give him his flowers because he's still going with it. I gave up. You get me? I said that ban these young people, but he's the reason why I will go back into. He's one of the reasons why I will go back in because it's you really don't give up on people, and then it's but it's always consistent and positive. I ain't got no bad word to say. I can't even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just seen him grow, and I want him to grow even more. So that's why I have to give him his flowers. That's why I brought him on. Mainly, that's why I brought you on there. Really, mainly. When you say people say, "What's the topic?" The topic is to give you your flowers, and then two, to pick your brain on a few issues in terms of just life in general, especially when it comes to the young people, because I left it for a duration of time. You've kept going through that whole time. I said, you weirdo, who does that? Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not thinking, not the ones that I'm talking like, I'm talking like the ones that like, I called, everybody just called them bad breed. There's so many names for them. Bad breed, but I could always said misunderstood. I've kept that in my head, like they're misunderstood, and it's kind of helped me to
have a level of empathy.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Even though I want to break them, but what's happened over the time, my brother, is that everything's come back full circle. So all the youths them that people gave up on years ago, I'm seeing them pulling up on me like, yo, remember me, Mr. T, and all these things. And I'm thinking, raw, like. People spit you off, blood. You and you
included.
What? Shut up, I'm done now. I'm going, you know. I'm done. This is the last pod I'm doing, you know, fam. You get me? She had the Weetabix this morning, with banana and that. You get me? But hey, old type Bennet, my G, done on the MySpace. Like, come on, let's just start. Like, if they have to put a Wikipedia and your Wikipedia is up and that, and they have to talk about who you are, because everybody can say who they think they who you are, but really and truly, like, who would you say you are? Like, what's your Wikipedia, my brother?
Okay, first and foremost,
talking to the mic as well, but don't be like Sam as well. Push the mic so you feel the chill back.
This is all back professional.
Some man want to chill back and that. Yeah.
Loving this right.
Yeah, chill vibe.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God.
Come on now.
But for God, we wouldn't be doing this right now. So, we would got to give thanks to God. Hi am I. Second of all, I'd like to thank my family and friends for just being in my life, giving me a reason to do what I do, for supporting me and helping me. And last but not least, I'd like to thank you both for having me and giving me this opportunity to come and speak with you. And it's just a grateful opportunity that I'm always grateful for. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, man's getting all emotional and deep and from earlier.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Can't even go on about his haircut on that and the fresh trim and that. Like,
it's not even fresh, but we'll get to that still. We'll get to that
He's
still.
bringing back the old school, new edition vibe.
Hey. Nah, come on now. But yeah, the Wikipedia, bro.
Yeah, so
the Wikipedia. Thank you for that intro because not many people come in with that intro. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man.
So for myself, I go by Bennet, but everyone knows me as Junior. And my thing is always grateful. Life is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I take the smallest things in life, I take it and I appreciate it. My parents always taught me, treat others how you want to be treated. If my parents gave me what my parents gave me,
Yeah.
I never made a big issue about. If it was little, if it was small, I just said thank you, and I kept it moving in terms of being humble and being understanding.
Yeah.
So my Wikipedia will be Bennet, Mr. Boxivate, Mr. Always Grateful.
Come on.
You know, original hype man, energy's contagious. We motivate to elevate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Energy and
love that.
delivery.
Yay.
I'm very confident if I was to pass away tomorrow, I know what people say about me with confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't shy away from who I am in terms of my confidence speaks for itself. I'm a very confident man, and I love myself first. Anything I do, I love myself first before I love everyone else that loves me.
Yeah.
So my thing has always been grateful for life, grateful for people who are in my life, and grateful for having a purpose to give back to the young people, next generation.
That is it. And purpose ultimately is bigger than yourself. A lot of the times when people think of purpose, they always think of themselves. But I believe when we're given a purpose, it's to ultimately give back or give something to others out away from ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever that gift or talent or skill set or characteristic or personality or whatever trait that is, it's to benefit. And as we're doing that for others, it in turn is giving back to ourselves as well.
Yeah.
But us even realizing.
No, that's what as you spoke about purpose. When did you discover yours, or you've always known yours, or has it been a thing where it's changed over time, or are you still expecting it to change, or you kind of what would you say define if you just had to define your purpose?
I think see, like when I was growing up, I've always had both parents in my life, so I knew what it was like to have both parents growing up. So I had a lot of friends that didn't have that, and a lot of my friends knew what I had, and I knew what they didn't have. So being in their household and being in my household, I saw the differences, but I was grateful for what I had and what they didn't have. But when I was young, I don't know what it is. I've just always had something for young people, especially young people growing up. In general, I just always thought to myself, I need to help and support young people. I think I don't know what it is. I think because they're the next generation, they need to be guided and have that self-esteem, someone that can push them, that can motivate them, elevate them to believe in themselves. A lot of young people out here, they don't have that self-belief. Even when a young person that has been downgraded or slated, when they do something good, they don't have to react to it. They don't. It's not the norm for them. So you know what I'm saying, big man. Like it's not, and that's not good.
No.
So I know that God has put me on this earth to give back and support young people, because that's the only job I've ever done.
Okay. And you enjoy it.
Literally, that from Dave Dotty, like he's in there. That why you get me?
I
Like
can hear the passion already.
Yeah. He's always been like, you know what? Some people can be over threw off by that kind of behavior because they're like, wow, is he too much? Like, man, you get me? But if you don't have that if you're consistent with it, and you're just being like some people say, you're just hype all the time and you're always on the move. But I'm like, that's just how I am.
But not only that, that's what keeps you.
You know that she'll complain when the playback.
Oh, what? Is the camera that close up on me?
I don't know what that is, but you know that it's there. But dig it. Use your big nail and dig it. No, like this, like dig it like that. Like your nail thing, like proper nail, like the end of your nail and dig it. No, fam. Can you see it, brother, innit? Some little like zebra thing, like look, it's gone now. Look. Just want to do that because I know she watch it back. Oh, why did you take it off? You saw it on there all that time. Blah, delete it. That Bennett stuff to come back again. You get me? Everything lock off. You get me? You know the ways there, brother. No, sorry. No.
Fabrication.
No, I just know that some people see back when you, especially
some people do certain careers and job roles for the wrong reason.
100.
Or they might start off with the right reason, then after a while you see that their heart of what they're doing is no longer there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like with social work and certain career paths like that. But if your heart is proper in what you're doing and your intentions are to truly try and touch a life and help someone, a young person, just for saying the subject itself, that is going to shine through. You know what I mean? And even through the challenging times and the times where you feel disheartened or heavy or
because it's a lot, bro. Come on, like, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, bro. Come on now, because all the times we're dealing with these young people, chasing them around, and we get them to the finish line, and then the line's there. We got to do is just go like this, dip your head, and they just do something, and everything that you put in. But what I've had to learn over the time is that you're still planting the seed.
100.
You don't know it probably wasn't the right time then. Nothing before it's time. And them times when I was probably dealing working with young people, my faith wasn't as strong then, or I didn't know it to myself then. So it didn't have I had no method behind the madness, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
But now when I'm proper looking at that, no, everything I was doing was nothing before time. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is a process. And I didn't even clock it like that. Yeah. So now I'm looking back and I'm thinking, but I could commend people like yourself that have just stuck it through. I'm thinking, why? Black, do you want to do it? And they're mad you. You get me? Because there was a time they madded me.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to try to conjure up and conversate on is that I don't want anybody to give up on young people, but the job that you do, I'm trying to think of how people that ain't connected, like Shad doesn't really work with young people.
Okay.
So we can use her as an example in that sense. But some people are just disconnected from young people. They have kids, but they don't work. You know what I mean? Like, how? Because I want to try and change the narrative in terms of how we can support young people from afar, or even close to us, or what we're missing, or are we doing enough already? Is society doing enough? Is the government, like, I don't know where it is at the moment. Like, I'm going in now and I'm thinking, no, these kids are even worse now.
But we've been recently hearing about parent classes.
Hearing about them, but we have. What do you mean hearing about?
As in, you're saying like where things are going wrong, the government, this, that, and the other. Like, we're always going to be quick to kind of point blame or find the root cause of why we're seeing quite a lot of disarray. You know what I mean, sectors. But what I've been hearing recently is parent classes popping up. I don't know if that is going to be
the way forward,
but I'm sure it can't cause any harm.
It worked for me. It worked for me to understand. It worked for me, but in the grand scheme of things, at the moment, we're seeing, like, in Croydon, there's a march just the other day. How many young people are getting, like, Croydon's getting peak. I didn't realise how bad it's getting.
What borough do you work in?
So it's it's Croydon.
Oh, is it?
Nah, see, he's the cause now.
No. Do you know? It's a very delicate one. You see, for me, I feel like you can't fool young people. Young people are not stupid. If you've got it, you've got it. Like, for me, when I work with young people, it's like I'm there. It's like I'm parenting. It's like I'm just dealing with my own children, my own kids. And even though you have to be professional, a lot of young people you deal with, that I've dealt with, they are special. So what I've always learned about young people that I've dealt with is that they just want to be listened to, like, first and foremost, because they come from somewhere where not everyone's going to understand them, but the ones that can understand them and give them that time to help them to know what they're good at and what they want in life, which is difficult. It's just it's a process, but you have to have that 150% balance in terms of knowing when and how to approach a young person, engage with them, and just understand them. Like, building up rapport and understanding is key. That's the two things I always focus on: rapport and understanding. I think I can learn more from a young person than they can learn from me. If I'm being honest. Because what happens is, when a young person respects you remember, like, when I work with young people, what I do is I let them know what I'm about. From the get-go, I told them what I love, what I like, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what I'm here for. But young people suss you out when you're fake. Don't be fake. in your game.
You know, enough people that
Don't be fake, because when you get sussed,
they're gonna listen to you.
they're not gonna listen to you, and they're gonna make it hard for you.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it hard for you. So
even if you're trying to do it for their benefit as well, like you might, you know what I'm saying? Some people I know have done some lies about some dumb things, like things that don't make no sense. Why? You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Just try and get that respect or recognition and that.
Credibility.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. You get me? Because you
Yeah.
look stupid. You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that kind of thing. I get that at all. I get that a lot. Yeah, go on. Sorry, go on.
yeah, so like you were saying, in terms of I'm not here to let you know what I've done in terms of my negative side of things, but I'm letting you know why I'm in this building.
Yeah.
Why I'm here. I'm gonna be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back next week. Give me by the end of the month. I guarantee you the attitude and the demeanour and the way you are towards me gonna change. I've met bare young people. The first couple of days they're on to me.
Yeah.
They're telling me, do you know what? You're enough. And you know what they do as well? You're another one. You're another one.
What does that mean?
So it means we know why you're here. In terms of you're here, but you don't really want to be here. It's more of a... You're getting... But you see, that's what I'm trying to say though. Like, they will suss you out. But like what I do here is that I'm a point in my life where before I go and step into that building, I'm on my purpose. So it's easy for me. I don't need to be someone I'm not.
Yeah.
And it will shine through. Just say, because they will see this man is about it.
Yeah.
He's really about this life. He really wants to help
He comes
you.
back and he's consistent.
It comes back.
So what obviously you've been we've been through the education system. We've been in places where like it's been a bit where we've seen the various types of people that are working with these young people.
Yeah.
I love the team that we had at Lambeth. Like, we had a good team. I'm not even gonna lie. I think our team was just it was just good. We didn't have the resources and support that we needed. No disrespect to anybody there, but when you look at the grand scheme of everything, all the teachers that you the percentage wise, if you could put a percentage on it, like the ones that are the ones that have just thought the same thing you done, walked in, I know my purpose, boom, go in. Yeah. What do you think that percentage of all the young the people you worked with over these years is? Do you think it's
90-10, big man.
Oh wow.
Which way?
90, not there for 100. I can easily answer that.
Yeah.
But the guy not striking that, you know what I'm saying?
But do you know?
Sorry.
Do you know what bugs me out? That makes me so angry. Yeah, is that you see when you have a connection with young people. Yeah, you see the ones that don't have that connection. Instead of you trying to learn and understand what is Bennet doing right, that I'm not doing right, they turn that against you and start hating. But you know what? Hating is inspiring.
Yeah.
Hating is inspiring.
Man, it still hurts though, bro. It does. It still hurts because you're trying to do. We've been in there. That's what one thing that used to. Sorry to cut. That's one thing that used to burn me because, like, I'll tell you something on one of the pods where they actually wrote off this young person, bro. Like, they actually said to me, "Why are you wasting your time?" But they didn't realize I've got a good connection with this person. Like I could tell. All I've got to do, I've told them, look, go in the class, just behave, everything calm in it, just relax in it, and then all I've got to do is tell the teacher, like, you know what, just let them settle for a hot minute, and then let them, you get me?
Yeah.
Oh, your favoritism. Like, then she's not gonna like it. They're not gonna be. I'm like, raw, like, you writing up. Stop wasting your time. They call me in office. Stop wasting your time. But I said, the person. If she this person now, levels. Like, I wish I could take her, but they're all writing her off.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling, like, when you feel then you're going against it's like the teachers are meant to be. You're meant to stick together. I know that.
Yeah.
Like, we're all meant to stick together in certain elements, but there's right and wrong in it, of course. But 90-10.
But do you know what, big man? I've seen too much, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what to say? I've done it for too long.
Yeah.
I've seen too much, and that is why I'm still doing what I'm doing, because I know.
More so.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? Because I know I can't help every young person.
Yeah.
But I know what I've done for the young people I've helped. I've seen the parents' reactions. I've seen the way the parents greet me. I've seen the way the young person is.
Yeah.
I've got songs with young people that I've done. You know what I'm saying? That I've done in the studio with young people. You know what I'm saying? I've got letters that young people's written me. I wish she was my dad. I wish she was this. I wish she was that. No one wants there. The emotional ones. That's where the reward really comes.
Yeah.
That's the accolades of knowing that. See that young person?
Yeah.
Oh, man's doing this. Bennet, oh, let's go. What is that? They go mad when they see man.
Yeah.
Just saying, because they know you're the guy. You've never changed. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I don't want to fit into this. I don't come to work to make friends or fit in. I'm not about that life. I know what's good for me. I know what I'm about.
Yeah.
I know how to carry myself. I'm very confident. If everyone can have that, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. You feel me?
Yeah, why for the supermodel? My man come with I'm gonna bring gifts and that. I'm thinking gas, gas. I'm thinking, hold on, supermodel. Take that back, big man. Shan's a supermodel drinker in it, like dead that. Then I'm like, right, bought some it's got some chocolate in there. Cadbury's cream eggs.
Yes.
The worst. Blood, you wanna go back out the door? No, I love all that though. Shan love all that. I'm like, blood, it's like he went into like he asked her first and that. Nah, G move. No, that's beautiful.
But yeah, hearing, like when you see some of the results of what you have planted or the work that you have done, that in itself must give you that added
that will gash you. That makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
10 times worse. But can you give any good stories? Because that's all we do at the moment. We're all hearing bad young people do this, young people do that. I'm thinking you don't see the young people doing some bits, There's some young people doing some bits.
Young people, do they just need that one person to truly believe in them?
Nah, yeah. I was telling her mum, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I was telling her, because that information is just overload over here, innit? Like most of the time, especially when you're doing young people. Someone will say something and then someone will say another thing. And then that confuses young people. I don't think there's no method book. But I think I must have said to one, the dad wasn't around. Dad's not around. The common thing, boom, dad ain't around. And I said, she's like, no, but he needs consistency and all that. Where? But I'm saying, as long as you stay consistent, that's calm.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do nothing about, but she's worried, like, no, but you're so focused on, the dad should be there and he ain't manning up. Fair enough. All that kid needs is just you to be consistent. That one. So I'm just going by what you're saying. That one consistent person will work. But I don't know if that is a good or bad thing. Enough. I'm not sure if that's enough, to tell you the truth. That having that one consistent person.
You see, the problem is, there's only so much that we can do when we have them. In
the capacity of time.
Within the educational system and provision. But what it is that if a school has a good communication with the parent and any other professionals that are involved, that young person has a better opportunity of doing better, because communication is key, and that's where it can go wrong a lot, where the school is doing what they can, but the parent is not doing as much as what they can, or it's not on the same level wavelength as the school is or any other professionals. But the young person, you see, one thing as well, young people, if you're real, they open up. If you're fake, they won't open up. That's a scary part. Yeah. Because I've had a lot of young people open up to me about things that I go home and I break down to. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's part of what we do. That's part of what we deal with. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not really concerned about the young person when they're in the building with us. I'm more concerned about young people when they're out the building. Yeah. Because we don't have that control. Yeah. Just to say, and you know how it is out there as well. It's a different world. Yeah. The school should be safe haven, and they should feel safe within the school. But when they're out there, a lot goes on. But what I do like is that young people come into the building and tell me what's going on. Okay. And they're not going to do that with everyone.
No. They're not going to trust everyone.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I used to love. That's what I miss. That whole thing where my sons will go try to tell me something. I said, well, I know that already. You get me? Because you know what I'm saying? Up to the loop, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's powerful what you're saying in sense of that. But the consistency thing, is that the most important? How does that work if we can't be there you can't be there all. You can be there, well.
Because what would happen if funding was cut, or if you lost your job, or if you moved departments? Because when a young person gets used to, let's say, seeing you every day, and then for a few months they've let their guard down, they've allowed themselves to be vulnerable, they've expressed their deepest fears and dreams and all of that, then all of a sudden you just are not there.
The young people that have the people that have the powers, they're up there.
Yeah.
We're frontline. We deal with them frontline.
Yeah.
Just say the system is messed up. Remember, you choose. Remember, this people. You can choose what you want to do out here. You know, they have powers to choose what they want to do. They're picking and choosing. They're doing the opposite of what they can do. If you really want to know about young people, be frontline. Come and put the work in. Come and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But they're quite.
It's a business, though,
they're
isn't it?
detached, aren't they? They're detached to a degree. It's like it doesn't really directly affect them because it's not their world. More times than not, it's not their community. So really and truly, they're just controlling purse strings.
But if these young people were in the building, what are you working for?
Yeah.
What are you working for? These kids are here for a reason.
Yeah.
Don't just say they're here for a reason.
But then is it that they have the attitude as in, there ain't no hope anyway, we're just gonna, let's say, pretend, make as much money as we can off of the system, and when they leave, there's gonna be, like the prison system really, isn't it? It's like a, what do you call it?
Conveyor belt.
Conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And because they're not connected to the, so they don't have a face or a name. There's nothing personal there really. It's just a number.
Just that, yeah.
Because the one thing you sat there and said, and that's one thing that affected me through the whole time of through teaching, was the going home thing, not shutting off. And like, there was times I couldn't shut off. As soon as I left the building, I'm thinking, wow, that boy ain't gonna eat. That girl's going through that thing at home. Like, there's constant. You can't even like make a phone call to say that you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'm distracted from my home life and that. You know what I mean? How do you stayed in it? Like, how do you what is that like, and how do you navigate through it? Yeah, what is it like first and foremost? But
do you know, when I was young and I started and I was doing what I was doing, I remember what I was coming home to.
Okay.
So even though I did what I did through the day, I remember who's gonna be queuing up to rush me at the door. And that's powers. Just to say, you can't, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
You have your kids looking up to you, reaching out to you, wanting to grab you.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling ever. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think for me, it's just about knowing that. See, the thing is, I know God gave me this job for a reason. I can't let down God, let alone these young people. Just to say, I've gone beyond the fact of understanding what I'm doing. I'm very leveled up.
Okay.
I'm very skilled in what I do. And like I said to you, it's gone past that now where the young people, the sort of things that I deal with and I hear, it's gone past that point now where I just keep, as long as I can do what I do, that's the most important thing for me. But it's having that opportunity to know what I'm going back home to, or what I can and what I've done. Because I've always been in my children's lives.
Yeah.
I've always been part of their lives. And knowing what I have and knowing what the kids don't have, that gives me extra motivation to know that I'm going to go back in there tomorrow, I'm going to go back in there next week, next month, and I'm going to be even more powerful for these kids.
So
give them
what you're saying then, like your children or your family life is what fills up your cup?
Yeah.
So then,
yeah. Definitely.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. You see that Yeah, a good news story. Yeah, because we don't get any good news story. Any good news you can share with us that
Good news
with any young person that
Oh,
it would be
wow.
nice to get one, like, because we don't hear it often, like, you know what I'm saying? We just hear all matters, like just aye.
Do you know what this
Drillers and that, you know, the drillers. How about the drillers and that? Sorry.
Do you know what? There's so many, man. I think for me, like I said to you, when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. But I know what I've done whilst I've been there before I move on. So you know, like I think the latest one I can give to you is one of our young people that I was working with. Like, they were stuck in that kind of. They mentally struggled. They'll say they just couldn't handle school. They couldn't cope. They found it hard. I ended up having to homeschool the boy. I ended up having to leave through the provision, actually homeschool him, because he didn't want to engage unless it was me.
Okay.
Just say, so I actually had to go home and homeschool him and do one-to-one with him. Yeah. He had cams as well. I had to be present in cams because he would just flip out. He would just go crazy and just, you know, just couldn't take it because it was just too much for him. But he always needed, you know, Bennett, as if Bennett's not there, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because I always gave him that time. And I understood him in terms of what he, not what he was fully going through, but what I could offer at the times he needed that support. Do you something to say, big man? So my thing was, this young person now, he's not only bettered himself, but I still keep in contact with him and the mum as well. Okay. But now he's in the gym, doing personal training in the gym, and he's doing his thing. And not only is he doing well, it's like, it's the contact to know that, okay, he's at that age now where
you can.
I can judge and say, because you know, safeguarding, but whatnot. But obviously, because of the relationship I built up, coming out of the school, working in his home, one-to-one, get to know the family. This is what I'm trying to say about the connection, family, communication. They've seen me come out of school and work with their son, so they know this is no joke. There's something here. This is real. Just say, going to the mental CAMS unit, like, it was real. Like, I saw him at his lowest, I saw him at his highest, and the parents, like, they didn't have a clue what to do. They were confused. But what I could do is be the voice of reason for him to now change his life and be able to adapt and have a balance where he now has a steady job. Yeah. And I could call the mum and call him up to now.
Okay. So, you see, like, when you're working... No, that is a good news story.
Yeah.
But you see, like, when you're working so close with some of these young people, and let's say they're in a single parent home, has there only been situations where the lines have been crossed, as in the sense of, like, the mum has looked at you?
Shout out to taking there. Shout out to
good question.
No, it's very similar, like, what conversation we talk about you going into, let's say, single parent homes. Yeah. Doing handyman work, and then you're engaging with the young children that are, you know what I mean, running around the house. But anyway, where a mama's like, thought like, rah, like, you know, it could be stepdad or.
Oh, okay.
You thought something different.
Yeah, I thought something different.
Okay. Like, catch you up, man.
Yeah. No, do you know what? Do you know what it is? You see, for me, like I said to you, the young people that I've worked with, and if I've had the opportunity to go home and extend it, you see, one thing about me, like, what you see is what you get in it. So before I do what I need to do, I'm having them serious conversations with the parent, even if the student's not around or not present, for her to, because like I said to you, Shannon Max, it's about understanding. If you don't understand why this person is in your home, or their purpose, or their reason, or where I come from, they're not gonna get me to that level of me getting them. It goes both ways. So they know what I'm about. They know where I'm coming from and what I'm doing. So
they don't feel like
stepdad.
No. Because I feel like because they already know my story.
Okay.
Because I don't shy away from
Yeah.
where I come from as well,
Okay.
and what I'm doing and what I've done. So it makes it easy for them to kind of understand where I'm coming from
and your intention.
Do you know what to say? It's very important.
Yeah.
Do you know what to say?
Yeah.
What you see is what you get, but not with everyone. Eventually you'll see.
Yeah.
So as the years have gone by, bro, like still the same brother, still the same energy, still the same consistency, still the same pattern.
Yeah, because it's only so long someone can fake.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know, so no, I've not really had that problem. It was a good question though. Yeah, man. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, you try that, man.
I knew it was coming, you know.
Yeah,
So,
like
how Max likes to go into single mums' houses and do handyman work and DIY and love and like people.
Like, well, don't say like the single mother's a negative connotation. Just sometimes single mums can be quite vulnerable.
We're gonna get, no matter what way it is, as men, and I've had to learn the hard way in many cases, about boundaries and elements of that, because sometimes we go in there black with blinkers on, going to help the young person, not knowing that on the opposite side the mum is looking at us sideways thinking, okay, boom, 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 boom. But we're not, that's not the objection. Our objection is literally young person. There's always going to be other things that be thrown into effect. I've had problems where my name's been called so much in the house by this young person because the parents ain't doing their thing. You know when you know there's a problem in the household, it's when your name's been called. I'm a teacher, and my name's been called in the house. That parents come into the establishment to say, "Yo, who's this man? Why is my child talking about this guy all the time?" And where? I'm thinking, huh? Why are you complaining, bro? That shouldn't be happening like that because that means there's a problem in the household.
Yeah.
So there's been enough times like that. There's been times where I've gone in and, like I've told you, I've gone into a yard, bro, and the children are playing in the house and I'm doing some work, tiling for some woman in the house, and then the kids are just doing the most. I can hear them and I can feel the energy of her just, I just wanna. And I didn't ask her about the father or nothing, but I knew there was something not right. Did you get me? Yeah. I knew she just moved into this house and she's just on her own. So I'm helping her tiling and everything. And I could hear the kids, and then I thought, the kids started, how kids, they're adventurous, they want to see what's going on. Who's in the house? Yeah. She's like, no, don't go in the bar, come out. And I was like, no, they can come. And they started helping a little piece. Like, just little bits. Not too drastic, but like, help me. Or, there's talking. Hey. There's... And there's answer questions. But we got into a nice routine. We started talking. It got so bad, we went down to the shop. Walked back. You get me? I forgot something. I went down to the shop, walked with them to screw fix, picked up something. She's like, you sure? I was like, put them on, put their wellies on or whatever. Yeah. Just walk down, come. You know what I mean? And she's like, rah. They took my name. They took the name. So that name started going around the house for a week. So when the dads come and eventually turned up for someone, they called, and they done the time. And he lost his mind. This man's lost his mind. He's like, and she told me everything. She goes, nah, he actually went mad on me, like to say, why you been in my, and why my kids, and I'm thinking, wow, that's some low self-esteem matters, Ruben.
Yeah.
Matters, and that's where we have to. Obviously, that it's a lot when you're dealing with young people. It's a lot. It's a lot.
So how do you protect your own mental health, especially when you're dealing with, I guess, things that are very, intricate?
I feel like for me, I've always had that therapeutic tools, music, ironing, sport.
What?
Boxing.
What?
Ironing.
What do you mean? The thing that you got.
I love ironing.
Ironing is therapeutic.
Wait, you don't iron.
No, I don't.
But, so iron now.
Back in the day, well, I do if I have to. But no, back in the day, I used to watch a movie and just iron.
Is it?
Yeah, I used to kind of just.
So I used to iron them because all my things. Look, fam.
No, not ironing your work garments. Tell you that.
Yo,
you just put your
that boxes and that. You know them ways there, fam. Man said ironing, ironing and that. Nah. Go on.
No. Just having that.
Oh, you do exercise, don't you?
Yeah. So Boxivate. That's my brand. That's my boxing and fitness. But it's just about having that balance of just knowing that as I mentalize, I don't let it become something that it's not meant to.
Mm.
You know, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, like, balance is key, but like for me, I always feel like they chose me to tell me this. They felt comfortable to tell me.
Yeah, I didn't think, you don't think about it like that. Yeah,
why me?
Mm.
Just to say, so what I do is I'm actually kind of grateful that, because if you didn't tell me, if you couldn't voice what's going on, then I wouldn't be able to do what I need to do and the actions that I can take to now put steps to help you.
Yeah.
Just to say, so in a way, it's it's rewarding in a way, but it's mentally alright for me because I always have enough things going on where I can have that mental balance.
Yeah.
And obviously with my music as well, I do a lot. Like, music is life, innit? Music is very therapeutic to me, innit?
Yeah.
But, and I've worked with a lot of students that I've mentored. I've done music with them, but music is a platform for me to express my thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, he does them WhatsApp statuses with the freestyle for like freestyling for like 10 minutes.
WhatsApp statuses.
Yeah,
He
just have see me just chilling, and he just be going for ages like, bro, like, you know, sending me pictures and that, it's him freestyling.
No, but you've built up ways to have an outlet.
definitely, yeah.
So it's not like
Where we with all what's going on, that we're gonna. Alright, status quo of young people at the moment has evolved immensely, and this guy, I don't know where it's going with that new AI information and how we're going. I don't know. Are the young people get out? No, I can't say that they're getting worse. I don't want to say that. I don't know what
do you think the biggest issue is?
Yeah, let's go with that.
I think it's very hard to maybe pinpoint one. So maybe the biggest issues like that young people are facing in this time.
Yeah, that would be a good bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Young people are caged in. Young people don't understand that they can exceed their imagination. Young people need to travel. Young people need to know that London is not just London is not just say you could travel. Like, so what I mean by that is that if young people will give the opportunity to go and travel to other places, and actually see what's really going on in other countries and see how well you actually have it, and the differences, I think their mindset will be very different. But I think my problem is that the system and social media make it easy for young people to be able to do what they're doing right now.
So what do you mean as in social media?
So you know, like a lot of young people, everything is Snap. Snapchat is that's the domain. That's the creme de la creme. That's where it goes down. Like Snap, Snapchat.
That's where phone calls happen.
Well,
everything
location,
happens.
everything. You know, to say that. But see, the thing with a lot of young people, see this postcode wars and this gang and all this nonsense, a lot of young people don't want to even be in that. They're forced and pressured to now live up to these expectations. Because what happens now, we need to go to another level now, A lot of young people in gangs and wars, it's all down to where you're living and where you're not living. Now, if a young person was by himself, and he saw someone that area had beef with, and he saw them but they didn't see him, that young person won't do nothing. But if that young person was with a group now, and he saw that person, they're gonna have to do something. Because if they don't do something, they will do something. Does that make sense? So
it's putting up a certain image, a certain behaviour because.
So I called it the phantom. I've always called it the phantom man. They want to be like this phantom guy, this ghost, this fake thing. There's nothing there. It's like, you know, like you look at someone and say, I want to be like Denzel Washington as an actor, or you want to be like 50 Cent as a thingy. What they're looking at is so fake. It's unreal. It's like, who is this person? You want to be this person, this phantom person. I never really got it.
But is it a phantom person, or is it like the guys that they see in like the music videos, or?
It's a bit of everything.
Yeah, they're still the phantom. They're still part of the phantom thing. Like they're still inspiring to be something. I don't know if they are. It's because they're all individuals. What it is, they all feel.
Yeah.
They're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Same rapping the same way. Dressing the same way.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if you're gonna be a shot up, why would you wear a suit and tie with a briefcase and carry the ganja in it or whatever you're carrying? No one's gonna see you, bro. But you wanna be in your hoodie.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no sense, you know.
No, I get that, but then imagine like how they normally dress. Then all of a sudden they're rocking street with a suit and tie. Can you imagine the bop and the uncomfortableness? They're gonna stand out like a sore thumb because they're gonna look uncomfortable.
Nah. Not if you nah. They wouldn't. If you're gonna do your thing, do it properly. Innit?
Alright, then what is it then? Having more positive role models or like seeing people doing stuff like other than.
Nah, you know what? You touched on, and this is what I'm gonna title this one: caged in.
Okay.
Because they're caged in, and I thought that's actually one of the probably the best analogies I've heard for a long time. They don't get like when we used to go like Princess Trust and residential, and we take them out, they'll lose their minds. They want to go at the ends, like they're thinking, oh, where am I gonna get my ganja from? Where am I gonna you're taking me out for my mum? Like some of them, it was deep.
Yeah, 100%.
So when you move them out of it, and then they make them cook campfire and that, they're like, what?
Yeah.
By the end of that, I don't want to go home. Like it's mad. But at the time, even I was freaking out because like, you know, you're away from the family. You go through your emotions, innit? But for a young person, it was like, where we going? But some of them like they're proper like getting away, come with the 4 pairs of Air Forces and that. Like you're gonna get the dirt, you know that, innit? Like you get me?
Yeah.
And it was just they're not used to getting away as well. So when they get away, they lose their minds. Most of the time, we had to break up fights or madness is going on. But the majority of the time, it was good look, man.
Yeah, 100%.
But the occasion is peak. It's actually a good look.
Young people, they've been conditioned to think you're a product of your environment. So your environment is where you know you are a product from. Yeah. So that's all you can be. So when you come out of your house, your yard, and you see what you see, that's what you now. They tell you that's what you need to be.
Yeah.
And it is down. And
you're not even seeing an alternative.
And the elders do play a huge part. The elders, because we are all responsible for being responsible. We are role models, so we need to model and role. Yeah. Just to say. So my thing is that even though if what we do as men, there needs to be more. Yeah. Doing what. So say when it's all said and done, if you're reading about life here and you've done it, you've been there, done that, then what you need to be doing is implement it in and putting it down to the next generation so they can't get it wrong, or putting your effort and your work in. What you put in is what you're gonna get out. So the work you put in is the work you're gonna get out of everything you do. If you put more work and you focus and you try to help young people more, then they'll remember. A lot of young people now, they don't respect the elders. Why? Because the elders not giving nothing to respect.
You see that though, how deep it's got, like the gap of it's got wider. Yeah. Before it was kind of like it's just there where the elders could go, nah, bro, or they could have an influence. Yeah. When I say though, it's that wide where it's like, nah, who is that guy? They don't even know. They don't have no rappers like they don't even know certain rappers like Mike GLC or BBC and that. They're like, who? Watch that, fam. Allow it. Like you get me? Like, nah, bro. These are the ones that. Yeah. In our days, the gap was. You had to respect them, man. Or just know about them, man.
Yeah. You look up to them. But then also,
now they're like,
so then is it then an element of where the family's been disenfranchised and we don't see a lot of that family unity? Because just as much as a young person might see their peer groups and what have you, if they were brought up around, let's say, uncles, cousins, granddads, father, big brother, you know what I mean, that were doing, let's say, legal career choices, then surely then that would be as much of a strong pull as that. Because
that negative thing, yeah.
So it's like you got to do it 2-3 times.
Nah,
Positive.
I hear what you're saying. Like these young people, that I'm coming from like the days when we used to. My mind was on I was in Devil's Playground, so I had to get things out. Like, see, when they go do music, like, people like cuss and say, "Wow, you should be promoting that kind of thing with young people," but they need to get it off their chest. They need to get it out. So some of them have got so much pain, they have to let it out. Get it out, get it out. Keep going. Did it. Eventually, you're gonna run out of steam. You have to. The other bit's gonna come out. What the role model and all that element. I'm not really a role model. I'm not gonna be a role model kind of thing. I'm more on the role models. I love role models. I think they're more important to able to. Cause I look at Bob Marley, I think, yeah, great, Bob Marley was great, but how much woman he had and how much he this and he, you know what I mean? There's all these other aspects, but I take the other bits out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's what we need to do is like, the negative pull is so massive. We can't overthrow that. It's even bigger now with the social media. There's nothing much more we can really do. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
The pull is so bad, and the only way we can do, and I have to sit there with young people in Chatham. This is where the difference is. Like, one deal with the young people in Sitting Board, and then the one in Mitcham. So I'd done one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The ones up there are different. Chatham, they're different news. Their badness is they throw down the chair, and they think that's bad. See, Mitcham now, they're throwing the chair at you. You get me? The difference, you get me? No way it's there. Yeah. But the mad thing about it is that they are so gone left. Sometimes I don't know if they can come back. But all we can do is to say, look, there's still hope here, you know. Yeah. There's still hope. And that's where the madness is. The pull is so big over that. It's hard. Yeah. The pull is hard. That's why I commend people that do the job, because now I've gone back in it again. I'm like, it's even harder now.
Yeah, but then I get that in the sense of, like if someone told you 8 positive things, but then you hear that one negative.
That's it. Yeah, bare times you do that. Like I'll be like, I'll do all the great things, and you pick up on the one dead thing. You get me? Like all these.
Do not try it. This is you. This is you.
You did that.
Do not project.
Did you just push your hand in my face? No, you did. You did it the other day. No. Like I'll do all these things like the whole day. Something she's aware of, not aware of, and then she pick up the one dry thing, and you think, but all the things I've done for that whole day. I'm joking. Go. But again, that's what I'm saying. That's a powerful tool.
So how powerful
is that? It could be all good for how many years? We've been good for how many? One argument. I ain't chatting to you again. You get? That's how powerful that negative. How it is at the moment.
See, I would be more inclined to remember all the positive.
We don't though. You know how many friendships we've had where we've had how many years of goodness and that one little thing. Yeah. Because you spilled a drink on my white jacket. Nah, dead, fam. Don't chat to me again. Or something stupid.
So then it's a human tendency then.
Yeah, no, it is because people like to. People are not conditioned to hate each other up for some reason whatsoever.
Man, we do it. Women don't do it.
No, women do.
No, women don't. I don't see you do it alone. Man, walk past it. Yeah.
I say hello to anyone.
That's you. Yeah, that's special.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but that's just an example. Like, so like what you were just saying now, is that you see the ones that do get it and do it, yeah. In terms of helping the young people, there's a time for us too. Yeah. So if they're not getting that consistency, they're gonna break down because Bennet can't be here for the rest of his life. Yeah. Bennet wants to move on and pursue the same thing but just in a different settings. Yeah. Just to say, big man wants to do the same thing. Just to say, so, but you're not gonna get another Bennet. Unfortunately, you might get someone that's similar, but it's likely. Remember, and I blame recruitment too. I put a huge blame of recruitment because I'm not saying you can't, like, you're gonna hire people, but you need to be careful who you're hiring because there's nothing wrong with people having opportunity to try and help. But more time, it's way deeper than you think. You need to know, like, I've seen people come into workplaces and they don't even last a day, they last half the day. Yeah. No, they see and they're gone. This one, they're out.
They've all gone and celebrated. They've got a new job and that man's got the new job and working with young people.
It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
But then
it's not a joke.
Social work as well. The longevity of social workers. I think, like in my auntie's time, was she's still a social worker part time, but was, I think it was 25 to 35 years, whereas now it's 7 years max that they last in the job role, because it is so challenging, and a lot of them don't have that same, I guess, that gumption or backbone even than what the generations, but then also the issues and complexities are a lot different now than back
Much
then.
complex, man.
And the amount, I mean, can you imagine as well the amount of cases they've got to deal with, especially with the youth them that we've got to deal with now. Crazy, man.
If you were given the power now, like, I don't even know, the Asians don't even respect my man as in government now.
Okay.
I didn't know the Asian community don't respect him at all.
In what sense?
They just don't. They think he's a coon.
Oh.
Like they call him like like a coon. Like oh wow, like his age is one of you lot. They don't give him no respect. Like you get me? So that's me talking from the age, like being with the age, like shows, and they're always cussing him. But I'm like, wow. But if you had the power now, what would you do
with young people? And
do you
know
what could you put in place?
My experience, young people are put under too much pressure to exceed with subjects. A young person needs to focus on one or two subjects. When we find out what young people are good at, in terms of the ones, especially the ones that are not in mainstream, the ones that are improved on provisions and special schools, if you find out, like, example, if they're good at sport, like athletics or music, let them give them the funding, let them focus on the music and athletics as long as they can. Push it to the highest. Give them the funding, give them opportunities to be able to travel, to be able to do what they need to do, and give them that opportunity to be able to know that they can exceed. So what I would do if I was in power and I had an opportunity to be able to implement stuff is let young people focus on one thing to maximum, because it's too much for them. They're putting too much pressure on these youths to exceed, and expectation is too much, big man. So my thing is that
100. That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You need to let them.
You still got to do maths. You have to do.
It's too.
You have to do
It's
science.
too much. It's too much.
And ultimately, you're just testing their memory. You're not really. That's what exams is, isn't it?
And their memories are fried by other things that they're
stuff going on.
It's too much. I'm just saying, and this is what pisses me off when I work with young people. I know what these kids are good at. I know what they can do and how far they can go.
But you want to push them in this.
I want
that's a good
opportunity to be able to know. Okay, you want to do this? You're traveling there. You're doing this. You're doing that. There's funding for you. We're gonna focus on you and give you the opportunity to see it. Like what the Princess Trust did. They gave me the opportunity and I went with it. I was gone. I'm a lying big man. I was gone. Ended up anything.
More like Princess Trust, or like more established?
Good.
It
just ain't. It ain't been given the respect it deserves.
No.
No, hasn't been given respect. It's always looked at as a low this and like young people go on there and we have to recruit for them to get them on the course. They'll be like, I ain't going, like, what is this and that. You have to, and that's why we're good at it, because the good thing is I left my job working in the big civil service making money to do this. So when I tell young people, when I left my job to do this, you had the same result. You know what I'm saying? So when you got the taste of it, get me in there, big man. I want to get in there. Like, it was knocking on the door for long. You get me? Got in, and we enjoyed it, especially the residentials, and then at the end, the sermon at the end. I loved it. I always loved the presentation at the end. It was always good. It was emotional. Always crying. It was so he's gonna cry now. You get me? And then them coming back and that kind of thing. So. Look at that. Jennifer was one that she was on the program. Like, all these other people that I've known for always been on the program. It's a good program, but it just hasn't been taken. I don't think it gets the respect it deserves. Like, I don't really hear about it much these days. I'll be honest with you.
No. It's true. It's true.
I don't really hear about it, but it was a really good. It done what it needs to do. It could have been longer. I believe it should have been longer. Not 12 weeks. But
sometimes a bit of both, because my experience on the team program, I felt like what I liked about the team program was the dynamics of everyone was different. But
Totally, you have the goth person, the driller over there.
But it was a team that stood up.
Yeah.
Team, like that was what it was about. Team, like finding yourself, opportunities, making the most of it. Knowing that, okay, what? If you don't try this, how you gonna know? Bro, I'm good at that, you know. Bro, I can do that, you know. Like, bro, I got a job from that. If I didn't do this, I would have got a job there. So you just give opportunities, but just make the most. Just make the most. You know what I'm saying?
And interacting as well with people that aren't your normal.
Community.
It's beautiful, man.
Go raise money and that. You have to stand at the Astor end of the Astor.
Just got
everything. Like a
back at the Packers. We're gonna do pack.
Oh
no packing, man. But when they see the money that they made and then they put the money towards a community project and then they could get, they say, wow, this is how you make money. This is how you. You get what I'm saying? It's another the process, but you have to. It's to try to get them through it. You don't stand at the end of the no, man. I'm begging for money for who does that? You get me? Sometimes it's good. It had its pros and cons, but it's the end thing. We knew at the end what was going to happen.
It's big.
Like, and if we can get the young people through, it just made sense. So that's the only. I think that's a great. Yeah, you gave some gems there. Like, so if you would say you would limit the amount of things that streamline it, but then be more targeted.
Have to, man.
What other things would you implement? Would you shut down social media? Shut down the drillers? Like, I don't know. Like, what would you do? Close down the postcode boards? Like, would go hard on stop and search? Like, what would you? Anything else like that? Would you implement?
I think it's just through my experience. That's where my main focus is in terms of the answers I've given you. I think that's the main thing that would actually make a huge change.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think with the social media, the worst thing about this as well, the thing that hurts the most is that see the drillers and the ones that are doing all this, that's talent. We've seen artists that are drillers that are making money from show. There's talent in this, but start off with the madness, simmer it down, bring it down, and then come into the mainstream side of music. There's nothing wrong with you being a drilling musician and doing what you want to do, because if you've got the talent, you've got the talent. And what hurts the most is the violence that drowns the talent. That's the problem we're having. Do you know what I'm saying? The music videos that drowns the meaning and what you can do and how far you can go.
But then that's about mentality though, isn't it? Because if that's what they're seeing, that is being promoted, that seems to...
What sells,
gets the viewings and whatnot. It's like, for me to be more softer, let's say, or poppyfied, ain't really gonna hit the mark.
But if you're in a position where, okay, I'm seeing that, you know what, I can make a little change from this year, why are you not gonna move out the hood? Why are you gonna stay in the hood and be surrounded by
comfort?
It's comfort, but money can take you out of the comfort and be more.
It can, but if your mindset ain't on, like, it's like giving like someone with a poor mentality £1 million, that ain't gonna last long. But they're not gonna use it to invest or business.
It's the support behind you though,
and that is it ultimately. Who is guiding you? Who is trying to navigate with some of your decisions? Because someone gets an inheritance of a crazy amount of money, they've never had money in their life. They're gonna lose their brain. But they're gonna want to show off around their peers. They're gonna want to drive around their ends because they weren't able to do that before. For them to move out to be around people that don't look like them, sound like them, think like them, dress like them, that's alien to them. And if they haven't seen it or experienced it, they're not gonna. There's nothing that's gonna pull them to do that. To go live in country, and they'll be depressed.
But you know what? Another thing just to add to that, if you can go to country to sell drugs and see that lifestyle and then you can make money off music or do whatever. What would you choose in terms of? What would you choose?
There might be a certain influence because you have had a sneak peek at what else is out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or if we're talking about young men or young boys, and they meet a lady that lives quite out there, and then that is an appeal because it's like my girl in it. She lives.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing, like for them to think I want to buy a house in, I don't know, Surrey or whatever.
No, it's the vision, isn't it? And it's the vision in terms of.
And if their mum or whatever isn't,
you have to have the family kind of, the support needs to be grounded,
Definitely. I think they'll probably be quick to want to move their mum out of it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily think for themselves.
Yeah, of course, but I think even that alone, setting up your mum, patting your mum, that's a huge start. That should be enough to now, because eventually you're gonna be a family person yourself.
Yeah.
So, what is it you want in terms of like moving forward and thinking, like if you exceed your imagination and you wanna, because let's ask ourselves all this shit. Like, okay, like, so I wanted to ask you, imagine if like. You know how we all have birthmarks? Yeah? Imagine if our birthmark was our death by date. So you see our birthmark here. Imagine if it was the actual date that we died. So, do you see what I'm trying to say? Do you think a lot of people will be different?
Of course.
Do you think so?
Good or bad?
Of course, if you knew when you were going to die.
I said good or bad as well.
Oh, well, you'd be different. It could be one way or the other, depending on the person, and also depending on the date.
What about you?
If the date is taking you to old age, then... But if the date is taking you to next year, who knows what that's going to bring out of you. But we're talking about young people where their brains are still developing. They've had lack of, let's say, experience or exposure to real life. Because, like you said, caged in.
But the mad thing is, they do know what the real world is because it's what's been shown to them. So they feel that they've travelled. They feel that but they're out caged in, but they don't realise that. No, don't worry. We've got control of your world here. Your world is right here in the palm of your hands. You want to go to America? Come, we're going there right now. You go to America.
Be the change. It's better to come from the youngest in the family to be the change. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's a rare opportunity here, but if you know that you can be the change, like what is your purpose? Like what do you want to be remembered for? Like when you think of family and when you think of a young person in the situation they're in and the experience that they've gone through, if you can make that change, be the change. Like be the one that changes it.
Yeah, but then I can only imagine how hard it is. All right, say someone speaks a word to them just like that.
Yeah.
But then that's it. They don't hear nothing else like positive and empowering and whatnot after that one word. So they hold on to that word, but after a while, it starts to sink away because then it's just bombarded with their brethren just chatting mess and grease and before they know it, like that one positive word that they just received is just faded away because now it's just overridden by just mundane everyday stuff because they're surrounded by that. But unless they have that level of faith or that person that is constantly just no, come on,
be the change.
Like
it's what you teach for them to be able to seek and reach. It's what
and you know it's that he might say be the change. And you remember I told you I spoke to a young person and they recited everything I said. And I know I said it years ago in a session. You know, I had to do them sessions back in the days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did he know?
Because he held on to that shit.
And he never let it go. So I'm like, right. So it depends maybe how it's delivered, or usually what happens, it comes back up in another conversation somewhere, or you read it or something. It's like, oh my gosh, look back at that.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, but then they have to be observant to actually.
Yeah. Sometimes but if you got when he's ready to just say, yo, stop, wait.
Yeah. Even if you're not in mainstream, even if you're in a Pru or special school, teach investments, teach banking. Why you focus on maths and the subjects that
I always thought more yourself as well.
What's
like,
that?
Learn yourself, learn about yourself. Like, I thought that was the most important. I think you should know yourself.
Yeah.
Like you should be knowing about how the brain works, the lungs, like
Personal
how you
development.
function, like what you're not good at, your strengths, your weaknesses, values.
And how to work.
Yeah, like they're just
What
like
subject
mediate from that.
What
Like
subject
they're
would you
that.
class that on? What subject would that come down on?
You know what it is? They said it's PH, the PH.
Oh, PSHE.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But
yeah.
I think that could be done. I think that should be done as from day dotty.
Yeah.
From day
Younger
dotty. No,
than-
none of this. Maths and spelling, I get it. Cool.
Yeah.
But I think that's the most innuendo of all of them. Of everything. If I was gonna manage my schools, I would definitely say it's all about yourself first. Like in China, do you think they go? They don't go to school until for long. Is it Japan or China? One of them. They don't go to school until like 7. They don't go. They don't do all that.
Okay.
They learn from home or whatever kind of thing. So more about themselves and development
Yeah.
before they go into that kind of thing. And I think that's where it is. They don't want them to discover and know who they are. Like, you know what I mean?
have value,
But then what
yeah.
happens? They quickly get put into a category box. Like boom, you get me? Like rah, and you're like, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. But even with that, they need to be taught that at home as well.
100.
It was to say it needs to. That's the communication, the balance that
As you go back to the start.
because it all starts.
Yeah.
It all starts at home, innit?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if the educational system's doing that and they're implementing that,
And home.
do you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
remember, because they're out of school more than they're in school. So what goes on when they're not in school is the issue and really is a problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
it.
If they're being raised in
That's clear.
dysfunction and
Mad. Nah, there's some good insights. We come to the part of the show now. Yeah, there's actually 2 things I want to do. Though I forgot the first one. You know, I'm not gonna lie, but because you're a lyricist, man, and that, and you think of the dome and that. Yeah. So someone posed a question from the last show, but at the same time, I still want you to. I'm still do the work of the dome with something else as well. So it's new to the show. So I did introduce you to them, the photos that we've got up here on the thingy.
Yeah.
So I just want I want you just to name each picture, like each art piece of artwork, like what first thing that comes to your head of each part, like name them, and then that's it, that kind of thing.
name it or describe it.
Nah, just name them.
Name it.
Describing's easy, like you can do all kind of things, but I like because he's a dome kind of freestyler. I want to put names on
With
them.
the 3 or the
3 of them.
3 of them, yeah. So
Yeah.
the first thing that comes when I look at that is celebration of life.
Oh, bam. Okay.
Straight.
Okay.
The thing that I think of when I look at that is finding yourself.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And the third one, when I think about it, is it's lost but not lost.
Lost
for
but
a
not.
moment.
Yeah, you were trying. Why you trying to change the thing? Lost for a moment. Yeah, come on, baby.
Yeah.
All right, this is the question. Hopefully, it's at the place in it. This is the question someone's posed. So let's go. Hopefully, you can hear it and that. What's it come up?
What lesson have you learnt from last year?
Okay, that's the
No, you
question.
can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
But
Why
it's
not?
still on
No,
the flow of what she was
Okay,
asking.
you can't do that.
That
That's
makes
the
sense.
rules. You
No,
can't give
it's
someone
not.
a
And to be
question.
fair, I think anyway. But yeah,
Yeah,
what lesson
because
have to learn
by the end of
What's the
this
biggest
year,
lesson you learned last year?
from last year?
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it will be different. Yeah,
And explain and put context behind it.
Well, you're gonna have to. Aren't you?
Yeah, I don't want just to go on just done that. No, bro. Or whoever comes on.
The biggest lesson that I learned last year is I need to love myself more to be able to give more from myself.
Wow, sis.
You need to love yourself more to be able to give more from yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What did anything happen? Or what was triggered that thought or
Okay.
that realization in your mind?
I broke up with a mother of my kid
Okay.
after 15 years.
Okay.
Powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fair enough. Makes sense.
Yeah.
because basically I don't want to switch the conversation now and go,
Go in, man.
No, but alright, I need to love myself more to be able. So was there a particular thing, like a particular argument or something that was spoken to you? Like, what is it that you saw or was relayed to you that made you think that was something you needed to work on?
See, the way we live, and a lot of people are doing it now as we speak. You need to know when to move on from a relationship when it's time to move on. Don't get comfortable and don't get complacent, believing that you're always going to be with this person, even if you know that you're in a family settings and there's children involved. So what I mean by that is that even though I love and respect the mother of my kids, and I always will do, because if it weren't for the mother of my kids, I would not be a father. But at the same time, I need to know when it's time to know that I have to respect you for myself, because if it's time for me to move on and for you to move on, we have to respect that, and we cannot use the family settings as an excuse or always an example of why we can't do what we need to pursue to do. If that makes sense.
Yes and no.
Okay.
All right, because ultimately, obviously, sometimes situations take place, isn't it? Like, we've all got history and so forth. But more times than not, when you're in a relationship with intention, and your heart's invested, life's invested, and then you have children as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to think to yourself, "Oh, one day I might not be with you," because I think as soon as you start thinking like that, then it's only going to take a certain situation or a matter of time before.
No, that's more. I think from what I understand from what he's saying is that you know when you know that it's not working, but you still try and make it work.
To hold on.
It's more that. I think what I'm hearing is more that, innit? It's not.
Yeah.
You can hear it like it's like, and I've.
It's like it.
Yeah, I think we've all been guilty of that, where we said, "All right, let's make it work. Let's make it work." No, that's just a blip. No,
okay.
The kids, and then the kids will feel like he just said that when he walks in his house, the first thing you're seeing is these kids jumping up at you, innit? You know what? Let's just live. Let's just get on with it. This is my life, innit? You know what I mean? But deep down, you're like, nah, this ain't. She don't want to be with me, or he don't want to be with me. I don't want to be with you. No, there's that.
So
thingy.
did you? So when the relationship came to that conclusion, did you both know? Like, you were both convicted in the sense of, I know that we are no longer meant to be together.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. But what it was though, it obviously it's not just something that happens overnight.
No.
It builds up, you know. I'm saying, for me to be with someone for 15 years, I can't count friends with one hand that are in that position of even trying, let alone for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me to put 15 years into something, that is still hard work and dedication. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can love someone and respect someone, but it doesn't mean that you have to be with that person.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? And I feel like we both got to that understanding and that connection where, do you know what? It isn't what we thought it would be, and where it's going. I don't want it to now be 20 years or 25 years where we're both.
Yeah.
We're both not happy. We're cool, but we're both not happy with the situation that we are in. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
So it's a sense of loving someone but not in love with them.
Nah, allow that, man. I understand that. Love.
What is? I think, like I said to you, like, you know, like it's been a year and a couple of months now. I still love her, but it's not the love as it should be as together.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because I've had that time, and that's what I said, to love myself and give more for myself to be able to give.
Okay.
What to say? So everything happens for a reason. I'm not putting that back. I don't regret nothing. what happens. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But what I have done, what we both done, is I've got 99 problems, but the mother of my kids is not one. Because I've always been there.
Yeah,
I've done what I needed to do. I've put the work in.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying. So she knows, like, this co-parenting thing is not a joke. Let's work. Let's keep this moving. The only difference is, you know, live together no more. Do you know what I'm saying? And the kids are fully grounded. They understand and they get it to that point where it's now even easier. So
when they see mummy happy,
yeah,
and daddy happy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't married.
I proposed,
Okay.
but it didn't work out.
Okay.
You know.
Love for that, bro.
Thank you.
No, appreciate it. No, Sean wants to dig in there. The question, please.
Part 2. But yes, we need a question for the next guest.
Yes.
Into this camera here, please.
Okay.
Right, because he cheated on his barber. So, have you ever cheated on your barber? Cheating. Yeah, I cheat on him regular. You get me, regular.
I would like a question from a female point of view as well, innit, when we do ask that.
This one.
Oh.
No. I mean, like when we do ask about the whole
cheating on the barber.
Yeah. So.
Why are you trying to go deep, like? Man, trying to go to deep questions.
No, this is Max and Chan podcast, man. This is what we do, people, man. Come on. This is Max and Chan. You know what time it is, man. We just keep it deep and we keep it real.
Come on now.
Feel me?
Come on now.
Okay, peoples. Something similar to what we discussed earlier. If your birthmark was your death by date, what would you do with your life and what would you fear the most? Peoples, if your birthmark was your death by date, what would you do with your life and what would you fear the most?
Yeah, if you didn't hear the first time, you definitely heard the second time.
You know, like that?
No, that's peak. I don't want to answer that one. I'll answer that the next time. That's peak, you know. Yeah, as gratitude and it's nothing too.
Stop downplaying it.
No, it is. I'm that. I don't want. You know that I don't want them to go home with it open and what is that? I don't care. Bro. At least I gave them some on screen, and they like rah rah rah,
and he wrapped it.
Yeah, wrapped it in that. But it's two thingies. It's nothing big, bro. But at the same time, it's just hopefully it was worth money in the future or something.
Thank you very much, man.
But just appreciation. Look how heavy.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. Oh,
come on now.
You get me? Thank you very much, man.
It's appreciation for coming on.
Thank you for taking the time out.
Don't know why I'm starting to give 2 all the time. It's 2 now. I thought it was 1, but give 2.
Big up, man.
But
big up, man.
But no, thank you guys for watching.
Nah, man, loving that. Doing the big answer. Yeah, do your Boxivate. Promote the Boxivate thing and that.
Yeah, man.
You want a Boxivate video on that so we can put it on our channel as well.
I'll send you something still.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Instagram, JR's Boxivate. YouTube, Boxivate. Facebook, JR_Boxivate. www.jrsboxivate.com.
Everything Boxivate.
Mr. Boxivate. Boxing
Wait.
Fitness.
Where's the t-shirt?
Yeah, you see the hat and the thingy. Oh, because you had the trim and that.
Do you know what? My father always said, dress how you want to be addressed.
Wow,
so this is how I wanted to be addressed for this lovely.
Fair enough.
Wow, that's it. What's that say?
Dress how you want to be addressed. How you want to be addressed.
Lock off this thing. I'm gonna edit that bit out.
And anyway, guys, if you ain't subscribed already,
yeah,
come on now.
Like and subscribe, man. All of that, man.
Nah,
it's been a pleasure. Max and Chan, thank you for having me, man. And I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. God bless you, man.
I'm gonna go and change now.
Oh my God.